当にありがとうございました。zen です。ブラック zen です。ココ zen です。日本語で。
What's good, gang? It's Kevelyn from FRANK151, and we're here today with BLKZEN.
You know the vibes. Yeah. This first song is called Galore Galore. Yeah. 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 You want money? I need freedom. I do overtime and you sleep. I don't need ya. Yeah, stay on my own now. Yeah, yeah. Develop my own sound. Yeah, yeah. They don't like you, huh? Unless you a clown, huh? It's entertaining. Watching it unfold. People think they goats to the butcher. Pull up close. Don't want blood on my coat. I need snakeskin shoes. The snakes in the grass. So we pulling up like vroom, 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 vroom. Time to mow it. Did it on my own too. Ain't nobody on it. Keep my business low. You don't know me out in public, huh? Pull up to my show. We go stupid out in public. I'm dope as overdoses. Open and the boss is coming. That should be good to sing it up.
Interview.
Oh, God. All right, Zen, with BLKZEN, thank you so much for having us in your space. It's definitely a vibe, and I love it. So we need to get to the nitty and gritty part, straight to the bone of it all.
Mm-hmm.
So I was super impressed with your music. The fact that you put so many mixtures of genres in one body of work, and the fact that you're able to flow so flawlessly and seamlessly between languages. So how many languages exactly do you speak?
Damn. How do you define speaking a language? Like well or like
okay, so like fluently, what can you speak? Okay,
English.
okay,
English,
enough to defend yourself.
Okay, that's fair. That's a fair assessment of what I can speak. So I speak English. I speak like all the Caribbean dialects. I speak some Spanish, but my Japanese is better. A little tiny bit of Mandarin and some Portuguese.
Well, it's nice that you mentioned Japanese, because you over here saying I only speak a little bit. No, it's full-blown songs in Japanese. No.
I'm not fluent, though. If I can't read a business newspaper, then I don't consider it fluent.
Okay, I understand that. But you're over here, like, you literally have a whole Japanese audience. From what I've heard, you've toured in Japan. Like, I'm not you like,
that's fair.
I did that, of course.
You're doing a little Nardwuar research, though. I'm not gonna lie. You're a little Nardwuar-ish. I feel that.
Sorry, I get the job done.
Fair enough.
Also, your fit. Break it down. Who you wearing at least on top?
Sarah Sanwasi. My homie Sarah, she's a beast. She's a beast. And in my song Galore Galore that I performed, I shouted her out because I said, I don't want to shop. My designer's hella cold. And I was talking about Sarah. She's a beast.
Dope. Well, shout out to her.
Mm-hmm.
So, have you ever made any songs? I know you created songs in Japanese and you start in Japanese. It's like Spanglish. You start in Japanese and English and just flow. You ever any Spanish records in the future coming up?
So, actually, I released this EP called Sushi Pine Tart. Sushi is of Japanese culture. Pine Tart is of Guyanese culture, which is my own like culture in like the Caribbean. So, it mixes like elements of like reggaeton and whatnot, but I do have some songs that I'm working on now that they have some Spanish in there.
You gonna come out with some dembow for the summertime?
I mean, I already have dembow. Like I performed at like was it Bossa Nova Civic Center?
Yeah.
I performed there a lot. I have a lot of like Brazilian kind of songs and whatnot where I do speak a little bit of Spanish and Portuguese in there. So
okay.
That's some, this like
I see you.
Music is supposed to be the international language, so. Using other languages kind of goes hand in hand, so just try to facilitate.
All right. I expect to hear one of your songs, like one of your dembow songs, a Steinway while I'm with my hookah.
I need you to test it for me. If it hits and everybody's vibing and whatnot, please take videos.
It's a vibe. It's all about the vibe. So
it has to be.
I'll be your ears for that, if anything.
Lit.
So also you mentioned your culture.
Yes.
How exactly do you mix in your culture with your music?
So my culture is like always in the back of my head because like I was brought up by immigrants. I wasn't brought up by Americans. I'm a first generation American, but my family's from Guyana. So Guyana is the only Caribbean country in South America. So there's elements of like Spanish and Portuguese culture and whatnot, but it's very Caribbean. So growing up, like I would pronounce words differently from people. Like even when I speak now, I'm trying to keep my accent under wraps, but it's gonna come out. Come on, little here and there. You don't know.
Yeah, it's the same. So. It's the same way. Sometimes I would speak English and like a little bit because I feel like Dominican people have their own way of speaking Spanish.
Dominican Spanish is different.
It's completely different. So there'll be times where like the mixture of like Dominican Spanish word with the English word will come out, and I'll just be like, what the fuck did I just say?
Right. No, but that's
and then the people around me are like, what the fuck did you just say? I'm like, okay, let me break it down. I said this, it's a combination of this and this, and this is what I present to you.
Yeah.
So that's super dope that you do it too. Makes me feel not.
No, it's like a first generation American thing. You know what I mean? You will have the roots of that other culture, but it comes with the music, food, everything. So
a little birdie told me that you were born and raised in Queens, or just born in Queens?
So I was born and raised in Queens, but I traveled a lot as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So within New York, as a kid, I was always in Brooklyn. Like, always in Brooklyn. Like, my family started doing, like, real estate and stuff. So I would come to Brooklyn and, like, just do construction from, like, a young age. That was, like, my summer vacation. When I was a kid, I was like, oh, this sucks. But growing up, I'm like, okay, kind of clutch. You know what I mean? So.
What part of Queens?
St. Albans.
Oh, that's dope. I know that area. Yeah.
Right next to Long Island.
Yeah. Yep. I went to school, or graduated high school in Flushing, so that whole...
Close enough.
Close enough. That all that area would just come, especially since they closed down Jamaica High School around the time that I was in school.
Jamaica High School was bad, though.
It got closed down. It got closed down for a reason.
Yeah, it was bad.
Clearly. All them kids went to my school, and it was the teachers were putting their hair out.
Low-key demons, low-key.
Like, what the fuck?
That was demon time before demon time was a
like,
thing.
I remember the AP of social studies. She was like, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and they're rapping fucking Nicki Minaj lyrics. What the fuck? And I'm like, relax.
They're from Jamaica, chill. They're from Jamaica
I'm like,
High School.
relax, bro. Just relax. Drink your coffee. Relax. Go into your room. Sign your papers. Relax.
I feel that. But, you
Okay,
Queens.
Queens
just has a lot of different culture, too.
Oh, for sure. I always tell everybody, like, I'm like, yo, Queens is just a melting pot of culture. Because you have to think about it. We have the airports.
Yeah.
So everybody just boom lands, makes home right there.
Mm-hmm. You like traveling?
Traveling? Yes. I just don't have the time.
I feel that. But it goes with traveling, you know what I mean? Like, experiencing different cultures. Because it's like, we have more in common than we do, like, differences. Mm-hmm. So at least with traveling, music, all these different cultural, universal things, they all connect. So, I'm so fascinated by other cultures.
So I have a gut feeling that you're interested in spirituality too, I can tell.
I got Palo Santo in
I know. I came in and I was like, I speak the Palo Santo. I go ahead and sage my crib every weekend.
I got sage.
Yeah, I got crystals on me. You already know where. I'm not going to disclose. So, yeah, they
Aquarius,
know
like
to disclose. Yes.
Amethyst, yeah.
I have one too, right?
You know the vibes.
Right there.
We here.
Tiger's Eye too. Yeah.
She know. I don't know.
What's your big three?
So I'm an Aquarius, my rising is Libra, and my moon is Taurus.
Your moon is, oh my God.
We here.
I got Taurus moon.
You got Taurus moon as well?
I'm a Capricorn sun, Leo rising, Taurus moon.
That's crazy. That Taurus helps ground all the craziness of my Aquarius.
It does. It helps ground the Leo.
Yeah.
Rising.
I'm a vegan, so I try to rid myself of toxicity.
Yes. Oh my God, I found out you're a vegan. How do you maintain that?
Cook.
How?
Cook.
I know you got to cook your own meals, but how long have you been a vegan for?
This is the 6th or 7th year now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. I was a pescatarian for a year.
Should get difficult.
It do.
Oh, DR really food too? No pernil, none of that. No pernil. You could
no patelon. Because you know patelon. Yeah, none of that. I couldn't eat my mom's bomb-ass lasagna. For Thanksgiving, it was just like rice, potato salad, and fucking regular salad.
See, it took my
and
family,
rice and beans.
I mean, rice, that's like the staple. You know?
Yeah, that's a necessity. It goes without saying.
It goes with spirituality to kind of keep my vessel on point, because I look at creativity kind of like we're all connected as like humans and whatnot. So because we're all connected, that source of creativity can hit all of us. But I think it's just a matter of who's a viable vessel. Mm-hmm. So I try to be a good vessel so the creativity keeps showing me love. You know what I mean? If I'm treating my vessel like trash, it's not going to show me love.
So how do you really incorporate spirituality like into like your music? Because I see it, I hear it, but I know from personal experience that sometimes it's challenging to lay it out.
So I think it's a mix of a few different factors. One, knowing your tools. I feel like every genre that I interact with, it kind of gives me more tools for my toolbox. So I feel like as long as somebody knows their tools, that's like a big step. In terms of like incorporating the spirituality, I feel like you kind of gotta walk it, you know, before you talk it. So I try to be mindful. I'm a human though, you know what I mean? But I try to be mindful, and I just try to be very conscious of what I'm doing. And I have this philosophy that I acknowledge that I'm the main character in my own story, but everybody else is the main character in their own story, and I'm a side character in their story.
Everybody got main character syndrome.
You know what I mean? So
Everybody.
it's like, because of that, it keeps me compassionate to others. So I feel like just being grounded in those two elements, and the third one, which might be the most important, which is knowing your why for making music. I feel like a lot of people get lost in the sauce and they lose track of why they even did it in the first place. So keep my why, live that spirituality and just not being an asshole, and yeah, just, get my tools up. This next song I got for y'all is called Young Beerus. This one goes out to all those entrepreneurs trying to make it every day. If you don't want that conventional path, this is the song for you. Again, shout out to FRANK151. Young Beerus. I don't need no buzz to keep my head up. I just wanna live forever. Focus on the long game, coaching myself to play what? Tired of running a rat race with these snakes that never wake up. But I don't need sympathy, I just made this for you and me. And for anyone struggling, going through it, underdog on a losing team, we are the champions, yeah. This is the entrepreneurial anthem, yeah. Pour up the drain for loved ones, that they make it, but know what happens. What's stopping you from achievement? What? Couple excuses and sob stories got you thinking it's good to be decent? Nah, look at yourself in the mirror. Embrace everything you reflect. You don't need BBS diamonds, it's clear that you could do better. Yo, go. Hey. Clear that you could do better. Clear that you could do better. Go. Do it for you. This one's for you and me. Let's get it. Don't come near us. Bow down to the god, young Beerus. Young OG, you can tell by appearance. I live on a plane, you stuck in the clearance. Business. I'm about class, so tax brackets are switching. Pounds and dollars, I weigh the difference while I'm chilling. Now how the juggle with Boogle, things are different. That's facts, minus fiction. I don't rap, I'm just venting. I don't like caps. My head's way too big, but I'm lax. I keep it representing, I'm till I'm ready to black. Tracks on the map, bass lines to match. Bass time the brother, I'm never calling you back. Really about the craft and cheese with no Mac. I'ma run it up, run it another lap. What? I don't need no bus to keep my head up. I just wanna live forever. Focus on the long game, coaching myself to play well. Tired of running a rat race with a snake that never wait up. But I don't need sympathy, I just made this for you and me. And for anyone struggling, going through it, on the dog on a losing team, we are the champions, this is the entrepreneurial anthem, yeah. Pour up the tray for loved ones, that they make it better what happened. Hey.
Yeah, so how do you plan on incorporating your music in that NFT metaverse world, and how so?
So I've done a couple performances in Decentraland, which is a metaverse. Just disclaimer, Facebook has changed their name to Meta, but they are by no means the first metaverse. By no means. They're doing like what America did to, what the colonizers did to America. This is our... No.
They walked in, it was like, this is ours now?
Cap. Yeah, it's big cap. Yeah. But people don't understand. And a lot of people say, oh, Facebook's the first metaverse. Cap. I'm in Decentraland. I have like land that I own in there, but I also done performances in there. And I feel that like the crypto community shows a lot of love. I got some NFTs that I'm making now for my album. It's like I have a deluxe version of my album where there's like excerpts in between each song that talk about a 3-part story. I'm making NFTs for those. I already have like AI generated art that I did from my coding and whatnot. And yeah, I'm releasing that in the metaverse and on, NFT marketplaces. I strongly urge artists to get into NFTs though, because it's like, we got ASCAP and BMI, Song Trust, all these different royalties things, but they don't make sense. It's like you have 3 different middlemen just to track your sales and track like what like your metadata and what people are doing with your music. But in the cryptoverse and on the blockchain with that technology, everything is 100% tracked all the time, and that's just more efficient. You have no middlemen.
So, do you have any big like endeavors, projects, business ideas? I know that you just dropped a single, the 3rd, I think it was.
You do your homework, yeah, I did.
I do,
yeah.
I do. The 3rd, I listened to it. I've been listening to your shit for I've been listening to your shit for like 2 weeks straight.
Damn.
Yeah.
I got a whole lot more coming up.
Yeah.
A whole lot more.
I'm ready for it. My ears are ready for it.
So I'm working on this short film for my album that I released last year, and I wanted to just be about like the human experience with a little dab of like a cult and like alchemy, all that kind of stuff. But for this year, I definitely want to push a lot more tropical vibes because I don't know, like I like mixing like reggaeton with dembo, moombahton, Afro beats, like dance. I love mixing that stuff together, and I think this year things will be a little bit more open because a lot of more
we
people
outside.
are vaccinated. Yeah, we outside this year.
We outside.
So I have a couple different EPs planned out for that, but then I'm also preparing a few other EPs with different people that I collaborate with. Like you need a few songs to get the chemistry with people. So yeah, I feel like if I have the ability to keep creating music and just make it like a lot, I might as well just do it with people that I think are dope artists and put them on in the process.
True. Well, that's awesome of you. Well, thank you so much for giving us the time of day, for opening your doors
anytime
to us, for providing the Zen vibes.
We're going to burn this Palo Santo after, but no.
Yes. Open all the windows with bad vibes.
Yes,
if there were any, I doubt there were any in here.
There's a whole musical church
in
here. I don't know.
Yes. You just let the room breathe. Well, thank you. And that is it with Kevelyn from FRANK151 and BLKZEN.